Your ex-husband won over $270 million. You were the breadwinner when you were married. You think you're entitled to any of that?
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reacting to a video titled Lottery Winner's Wife Doesn't Want to Pay Alimony Anymore. So before we get into the video, we want to ask you guys to please like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everybody for all the support, and we'll get started.
Should the ex-wife of a man who won $273 million in the lottery get some of the jackpot? After all, during their 15-year marriage, she supported him because he didn't have a steady job. Well, now the lottery winner's ex is speaking out in an exclusive interview with our Les Trent.
She's the just-divorced wife whose ex-husband won $273 million in the lottery. Mike Mursky never had a steady job in their 15-year marriage.
We had a dog. He took care of the dog.
And when they divorced 5 months ago, she was ordered to pay him alimony.
5 months ago, and then he goes off and wins the lottery.
She's probably kicking herself at this point in time.
Yeah, the timing of it all, right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she supported him for 15 years.
Yeah.
Right? And I posed the question, let's say he went into the marriage worth $200 million. Maybe she would stick around.
You think so? I have a different opinion about that, because let's say if they're already having problems within the marriage, I think she probably may have stayed a little bit longer, but I don't know if she probably still would have wanted a divorce, to be honest with you. And then she would have had, there's so many girls out here finessing and like waiting for a certain time frame, like the 2-year, 5-year mark, whatever it is, to get a certain amount of money, right? And then exiting the marriage because they know that's how they secure their alimony.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's fair.
She could play that game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She doesn't really strike me as a finesser.
Yeah.
You know, she's not wearing the Louis bag and the fake nails and the
she's
weave
just like
and all
casual.
that. She just looks like a normal woman, right? So I don't know. In my opinion, if he went into the relationship worth $200 million, that would incentivize her to want to stay, right? Because in this relationship, she was the breadwinner for 15 years, and she probably just got sick of it and ultimately bounced.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe they'll get into the problems of why they got divorced. But yeah, the way I see it is that if you're having such a problem with like clashing personalities, whatever, right, within the marriage, that's not going to change much once you get more money.
53, this regular Joe is mega rich, leading to all sorts of debate.
What's the right thing he should do?
He should give his wife 20% after.
At least 20?
20, huh?
15 years, or at least 15% a
I'm going to go with half.
Oh!
Now, in this...
Okay, hold on. No. Half of the winnings? That's $230 million.
They're just pandering to their audience, right? Because I think majority of their audience are women. So if they're like, yeah, the guy deserves everything, then that would probably affect their views.
No, but it happened after they got their divorce, right? So she's not entitled to anything. I think at this point, all she wants to say is like, hey, listen, you got $230 million of a lottery winning, right? So now, because I've been paying you alimony, like, I don't want to pay that anymore. You have more than enough, you're fine. So I think that's what she's arguing about.
I don't think it matters if you're worth $200 million or if you have $100,000, right? The key takeaway is, are you financially stable, right? And you look at these situations with Dr. Dre's ex-wife, so on and so forth. She is financially stable, right? But yet Dr. Dre is still on the hook for paying alimony and things of that nature, regardless of what home she lives in, what area she's at, what car she drives. Dr. Dre is still on the hook, period.
That's true. So I guess for her, like, she can't really get around that, even though, like, yeah, it kind of sucks. Like, a few months later, like,
that's the law, right?
That happens. Yeah. So if
you guys
if the
want
roles were reversed,
then, well, hey, you guys want equality. Well, here you have it. Equality.
Okay, yeah. But I still don't agree. Okay, hold on. But to say half of like the lottery winnings is just so crazy to me. I get it, pandering, whatever, but like the fact that you would ask that, like, anyways.
Exclusive interview, we're hearing from Eileen for the first time, and she tells Inside Edition she doesn't want a penny of his winnings.
Your ex-husband won over $270 million. You were the breadwinner when you were married. You think you're entitled to any of that?
I don't want anybody to misconstrue anything that I'm coming after him, because I've heard this from numerous places that I'm coming after him. I'm taking him back to court. I want part of his lottery winnings. I don't.
She does, however, want the alimony payments to come to a stop.
The only thing that I would like to see is obviously termination of spousal support.
What was your first reaction?
I had already seen that somebody...
I wonder how long it lasts. Like, I guess everybody's alimony contracts are different, but
Yeah.
is it like more like till the day you die or till you get a certain income level, then alimonies get cut? Like, I don't know how that
I'm
works.
not too sure because obviously we're in Canada. These guys will probably mention it in the
Okay.
comment
Yeah,
section,
that's
but I
fine.
know, I believe with California, if the woman marries somebody else or if she dies, then that's it. Or I think it's for an extended period of time. I think it's like 10 years or something like that.
Okay.
Until the guy's on the hook for paying alimony. But again, here you have a scenario, right?
Yeah.
And you look at, let's look at this. Let's look at the numbers in regards to who's paying alimony, right? Guys, I think it's like 95%
Yeah.
in regards to alimony cases are from guys.
Well, because
right?
most men are the breadwinners, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
So
Yeah.
this little 5%, hold that, right?
No, I get it though. I understand where she's coming from. It's like, it's such a, not everybody is a lottery winner, right? So that's why I guess for her, she's just like the 1 in a million person that wins the lottery is the person I just divorced 5 months later that I'm stuck paying alimony for however many years, right?
It is what it is. That's
I
the
know,
law.
I know. Yeah, so it's just more of like, I get where she's coming from, but
Yeah.
if again, roles were reversed, like I'm
no
sure guys
one,
are
no
obviously-
one, no one's shedding a tear for a guy, right? I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Somebody had purchased a ticket at that store, and I thought there's no way it could be him, and sure enough it was. I was shocked.
Eileen says the lottery jackpot doesn't change the way she feels about Mike. The marriage did not end on a happy note.
Now that you have money, it doesn't mean that I would want to come back.
Stop the cap.
No, but for some people, like, especially for everyday people, like sometimes money really doesn't change things. Obviously that's a substantial amount of money, but I don't know if they're saying things are
Any
bad.
woman had a chance with a guy making $300 million or had $300 million, you think that woman is going to pass up on that opportunity?
Like, it depends. Like, honestly, like, I think it depends. I'm not gonna lie. Like, just because a man has, like, okay, fine, let's take your argument. If a man has $300 million and is a bad person, why the hell would I want to be around that?
But most women,
I would rather be, like, by myself in, like, a studio apartment than having to live with someone with $300 million and who treats me terribly.
yeah. No, I get that.
Like, I'm sorry, but...
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, right? You are an exception, but the exception doesn't make the rule,
I
right?
understand
So,
that, yeah.
I mean, speaking from a majority perspective, 51% and over, most women will stomach a fat guy, bald guy, lazy guy,
They'll, like...
right?
Yeah.
For a guy that's worth $300 million, they'll eat that all day long.
So, okay, if we're talking majority, then what I can see what some women would do, or let's say majority of women, they'll probably stay with him and then get like a separate wing of the house or something, right? If they can afford a large house, so they can probably just say separate quarters in a sense. If it's really that bad, where they have their own separate areas, and still stay in it, so they can have the lifestyle. So they don't have to lose that.
She didn't have a chance of getting back with me, and I don't want her back, so.
We asked divorce lawyer Kelly Chang Rickert for her take.
He bought this ticket post the divorce several months after the divorce was finalized. He bought it with his separate money. He won its separate property, and she has absolutely no right to it.
Now, check out this wild coincidence. That New Jersey convenience store where Mike bought the winning ticket, that's where he proposed to Eileen 15 years ago. Yep, right in the same store.
That is a crazy story.
It is a crazy story.
Imagine being the ex, right, in her situation, and then
Yeah.
getting them being like, "Ooh, girl, did you hear it?"
You might think Eileen has the worst timing ever, but maybe her luck is about to change.
Let's see if we can make you as lucky as your ex. You ready?
I'm ready.
Gonna get you a Mega Millions. What do you
That's
think?
awesome.
Okay.
That's
Can I get a
awesome,
Mega
Les.
Millions, please?
And we wish them both a lot of good luck.
The moral of the story is that money does not always change people, right? At least this is my own opinion. That money is not going to just change the reason why someone may want to get back with you or be with you to begin with, right? So that's just my opinion. But what do you think?
I have the opposite opinion. I think money makes you more attractive. Doesn't make you a better person, right? It makes you more attractive to the opposite sex.
I agree with that. No, I agree that it can. So because that's like bait to women, right? Like, so if you show that you're more like you're put together, you have a nice car, a nice house, whatever, right? That would be more attractive to the opposite sex. So women would be attracted to that. That makes sense. But I'm saying if you attract, it's one thing to attract and to keep somebody, right? So you can attract the woman, but then if she has good morals and good ethics, whatever, right? And she's a good person, and then you treat her badly and like, but you think, oh, but I have all this money. Look at all the things that I can buy you. Don't worry about how I treat you, even though I treat you like trash. I still have money. Like, that's, I don't know. For some women, I really don't think that would be the case.
So what if he was a really nice homeless guy? Didn't have a pot to piss in,
Nah,
but he was a really, really nice guy.
There's a balance. Don't go.
What happens then?
Obviously, I don't think women would stay around.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm just saying there has to be a balance, right? So just because you have money and like be a good person, you know what I mean? And if that's the case, then that's the perfect combination. If you're a good person with money, oh God, like God bless you, right? Like that's amazing. But if you're if you're like a bad person with a lot of money, not a lot of people are going to stay around for a long time. So longevity wise, it's not going to last you like that.
Yeah.
She's going to stay around for the money. And then as soon as like either the money dries up or that time mark hits of like, oh, now I can get alimony and divorce him, I'm out. That's how she's going to think.
Yeah,
If
I
you're
get
a bad
that.
person, you're not treating her well. It's like, why would you stay for that?
And that's fair. But I still think for a guy, even if he's not a millionaire, he didn't win the lottery, a guy still has to produce. He still has to perform, right? Regardless if his performance is $50,000 a year or $100,000 a year, whatever his cap or benchmark is, he still needs to produce and get out there and face the world and work. So I think there is a thin line, as you mentioned, between being a good person and producing. But I think the key takeaway for men that are watching this, you still have to produce as a man, regardless of, you still being a great person. You still need to be that guy.
No, I'll be honest. So it's all about balance, in my opinion, right? So it's more just, you shouldn't be homeless, but you don't how do I say this? So you shouldn't be homeless, but you don't need to also be the billionaire, right? Like there's a lot of in-between space there that you can work with. So if you have let's say the average income of the 50,000, right? But you're a good person, let's say you're trying to work for more, or like you're okay with where you're at. That's a good point to be at. That's very solid. That's comfortable area to be in.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and end this video. If you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.
Bye, guys.